Good evening. This is Mulberry Christian Radio, bringing you the 10 p.m. news report. I'm your host, Abel Santos. We wish everyone had a pleasant day. And getting on with some of the news, first item on the agenda is that the city of Mulberry is looking for lifeguards for the pool season. We are close to being in March, which will be a couple more days, and the city of Mulberry is already planning for the pool season. It takes much planning to operate a public swimming pool. If you are interested in becoming a lifeguard and meet the qualifications, please contact Lewis Holstein with the city of Mulberry for further information and training. The Mulberry Library is ready to grow again, this time with an expansion on the front end. This will include a coffee shop type of service, which is becoming increasingly popular in public libraries everywhere. There are already architectural drawings of the new Mulberry Library expansion, and the project has now gone to the engineers for review. Costs are being kept low, partly because this is a build-out of an existing building. The site needs no major preparations, and the city already owns the site. You may see a drawing of the proposed addition in the Mulberry Library. Also, the contract has been approved for a major sewer rehabilitation project for Phase 1 construction. Engineering work and design has already been done. Now this is the actual construction permit. Hinterland Construction, which built the new Mulberry North Side water plant a few years back, was deemed the lowest and best bidder. The price tag is $4,912,591. The funding is through a grant and loan offerings the city received. The Mulberry High School Gray Panther reunion is Saturday, March 24th, in the Methodist Center. It'll be from 10:30 to 2 p.m. at the Mulberry United Methodist Church Activity Center at 306 North Church Avenue. They are asking for registration and payment by March 14th, 2018 to determine the number of meals to order from the caterer. Cost is $18 per person. To make the check payable to Ken McDonald with the memo Gray Panthers Alumni, and mail your check to the Gray Panthers Alumni, Post Office Box 902, Mulberry, Florida 33860. You can also contact Ken McDonald at 863-425-3271 or Gene Greer at 863-646-825 if you have any questions. You can also make donations to the scholarship fund payable to Polk Education Foundation with the memo Mulberry High School Alumni Scholarship, and you can mail that to Post Office Box 391 in Bartow, Florida at 33831-0391. Next Thursday on March 1st, which as a matter of fact is this coming Thursday, the Ashley Holstein Photography Exhibit will have its opening night preview in the Mulberry Cultural Center, which is next to City Hall. Time will be 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. There will be photos of the community and other interesting photo exhibits by Mrs. Holstein. This is free of charge and open to the public, where people come and go enjoying the exhibits and meeting other people. And on other news, on the Christian community, a district court ruled that the federal government can't force a small Christian college to provide reproductive services such as the morning after pill in its healthcare plans because it violates the college's religious belief. The ruling late Thursday caps a 5-year battle between the Illinois-based Wheaton College and the Department of Health and Human Services over Obamacare's birth control mandate. The ruling comes as President Trump's efforts to scale back the mandate have been challenged in court. The case was filed in 2012 after Wheaton declined to offer services such as the morning after pill in its health plans because it violated the college's belief. The case has been on hold for the past 3 years. During that time, the birth control mandate under Obamacare, which requires insurers and employees to provide birth control at no cost, has undergone a significant evolution. A group of charities and universities, including the University of Notre Dame, sued the Obama administration, charging that they still have a role in providing birth control that is a violation of their religious beliefs. The groups wanted an exemption, which the Obama administration objected to. The Supreme Court, which was short-handed at the time after the death of Judge Anton Scalia, essentially sent the decision in 2016 back to the lower courts. So, Christian College, Wheaton College in Illinois, has won its battle with Health and Human Services over the birth control mandate. And a South Carolina church vandalized with satanic messages and derogatory comments about Billy Graham. Another church community in Greenville County went to Sunday services only to be welcomed by satanic messages spray painted on the church walls, some of it involving Billy Graham. The vandalism, discovered at the Life Spring Community Church in Simpsonville on Sunday, was one of 4 to occur in the county in less than a month. The leaders of a major Christian sect in Jerusalem closed the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, built on the traditional site of Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, for several hours on Sunday to protest an Israeli plan to tax their properties. The Christian leaders responsible for the site issued a joint statement bemoaning what they called a systematic campaign of abuse against them, comparing it to anti-Jewish laws issued in Nazi Germany. The Christians are angry about the Jerusalem municipality's plan to tax their various assets around the city and a potential parliament bill to expropriate land sold by the Greek Orthodox and Roman Catholic Church. The churches, which are major landowners in the Holy City, say it violates a long-standing status quo. And back here in the United States, powered by taking a dose of testosterone during her transition from female to male, the undefeated self-proclaimed transgender boy, 18-year-old senior Mac Beggs, won her second Texas Girls Class 6A 110-pound division title on Saturday. The transgender senior from Euless Trinity High School just outside of Dallas, Texas, took her record to a perfect 32-0 in the Houston area tournament, the UIL State Wrestling Championships at the Berry Center in Cypress, Texas, against her non-testosterone-taking challenger Chelsea Sanchez, who she also beat in 2017 for the same title, but not without controversy. Whether it's a male insisting he's a female or a female taking male hormones to look and perform more like a male, the controversy over transgenders in sports appears to be dying down, similar to the waning shock factor over same-sex marriage, as protests against Begg's drug-enhanced performance continue to become deemed more and more as politically incorrect and gender insensitive. This especially seems to be the case as hormone therapy became more widely administered by doctors on transgender patients, and as LGBT activists continue to push transgenderism and forced acceptance of males claimed to be females and vice versa as a so-called civil rights issue. The steroid therapy treatments last season sparked a fiery debate about fairness and transgender rights. This year did not see as much fanfare except for a last-minute lawsuit that tried to stop Beggs from competing, the report stated. Because Texas still has traditional standards for high school sports, Beggs was denied permission to compete in the boys wrestling division, as public schools in the Lone Star State abide by athletic league rules, which state that every athlete must compete on a team that reflects his or her biological gender, as described on his or her birth certificate. The birth certificate rule was approved in 2016 by the University Interscholastic League, the governing body for Texas high schools. It was done to help schools determine competition, said Jamie Harrison, the UIL deputy director. Even though most conservatives would applaud Texas's schools' traditional or biblical take on gender identification, may take issue with the fact that Beggs is able to take male hormones in the form of testosterone and compete, which is not allowed in most collegiate and professional sports because of its performance-enhancing effects that give athletes an unfair and unnatural advantage. In Charlotte, North Carolina, hundreds of people stood in line during the light rain Monday to pay their respects to the late Reverend Billy Graham at his restored boyhood home in North Carolina. Graham's body, in a closed casket made by prison inmates, was lying in repose Monday in the parlor of the relocated home his father built in 1927 on their Charlotte dairy farm. The body will also be in the home on the grounds of the Billy Graham Library on Tuesday. People using wheelchairs and walkers, young children, people dressed in suits and ties, and some in t-shirts arrived at the library when the gates opened at 8 a.m. Cicely Turner of Queens, New York, flew to Charlotte on Sunday to make sure she thanked the man she said saved her mother's soul. The 72-year-old grandmother of four says Graham's 1957 New York crusade means her soul is saved, as well as the souls of her 5 children. His legacy and example was passed on to my mother at that crusade. Then it came down to me, our daughter, and my 4 other children, and my great-grandchildren, Turner said. That's an amazing thing. She